All right, we got another trade breakdown coming up. So this is your standard 3-minute ORB breakdown strategy. What we have here is NQ, although I did take the trade on MNQ. I do all my charting on NQ just for volume standard's sake. I think the volume can differ a little bit, and NQ definitely leads the charge on that. So we have your opening 3-minute range. We've got a nice bearish candle here setting the tone. I was a little bit bearish coming into the day. Not completely, but I was looking for more of a breakdown. And we got that with bulls trying to step in here. They drove it up to this 19,256 area, and they were immediately pressed back down. Again, pushing outside the 3-minute range here. Here's the bottom of the range here with this gold line. And when we push below and close outside, we're going to start looking for a setup candle because we're getting the response that we want. Bulls have tried to step in twice and have failed. So we get that on this next candle here. So we get increasing volume, outlier volume, and a push below. So that completes everything we want to see for your standard ORB breakdown. Now, I understand it's not increasing volume by a significant margin, but it's still increasing volume and still rather large compared to the outlier here, which is, I believe, is the 7-day. I have set on the 7-day. All right, so this is your setup candle. So what you want to look for, or what I like to see first, is I want to see bulls try and step in and fail. And we get that here. They step in, and it's a very short amount, but they immediately get pushed back down, and we make a new low. Now, this is where I start looking for an entry. I like looking for an entry here because I can keep a small stop loss. So my stop loss is always going to be the top of my entry candle. As long as it is within that 20 to 25 point range, I don't like keeping a stop outside of that just because it really heavily skews my risk to reward, and keeping it within that range will make me successful for a much longer period of time as opposed to taking a break even or even a large 30, 40, even 50 point stop that some people may do. That's just not what I like to do. So we get an entry here around 42, which really is not the best entry. I would have liked to had, looking back on this now, I would have liked to had an entry about 5 points better around that 47 if we're being really picky. I think that would have been the better entry, but it was a little bit hesitant here because it was a little bit bouncy. But anyways, we still got an entry around 42. We still are able to keep that stop within the price range that I like to keep it in here. So our stop was at 61.75. Actually, I think I put the stop at around 62, just because I like to add $1 or $1.25 or a point 25 for the spread, to cover for the spread. So we get a nice entry. We do get follow through. Now, this pullback here was a little scary because we saw bulls drive this up a pretty good bit, a good 30, 40 points right here. But again, we never got to our stop, and I did not move my stop loss to break even once we started pushing down here, because I always want to be able to survive that first candle pullback. Now, I was not going to move my stop beyond, but I did not move it to break even because I was expecting follow through because the volume was keeping up, and we got that. We saw it pull back right to VWAP, which is perfect. Usually a bounce off VWAP is an indication of some good volume stepping in, and we got that exactly here. So we got really good follow through, and again, I did take this on MNQ even though I'm showing the chart for NQ. So we got really good follow through here. We're able to catch a really good winner on that on a pretty safe and standard ORB breakdown trade. Again, this is one of my favorites, one that I'm very comfortable with, and one that will usually give you at least one setup a day. I think I closed it at around 75 points or so. So very happy with this trade. Very comfortable trade, and met all the criteria for what I would consider would be an A+ trade. So again, 3-minute range, breakdown, hold outside, increasing volume compared to the previous. We saw bulls step in and fail, break of the new low, got the entry, and we got really good follow through. So